focus on the training. Whatever affairs we met here is not our business. I think we spend a lot of time coming here. We have a lot of things to do. So let's focus on the training. Welcome, everybody. It's great to have you here. We arrived here at last. Bitches, the first thing we're going to do before we enter this farm is that we have to gear up. Yesterday, I was telling you, a lot of people were asking questions about African swine fever. And I remember one gentleman was saying that he went to a training and they talked so much about African swine fever that he was contemplating whether or not to start pig farming. African swine fever is a problem that happens, is a contact issue. That is, if you allow anybody to be able to access your farm anyhow, there's a high chance that you're going to get African swine fever. Because if somebody has been to a farm that has the problem and then come to your farm, it's easy. And the easiest people to transfer it are the buyers when they come to your farm. One of the things I said yesterday is that when you are planning your big farm, make sure it's not too far from the main road. I don't need to tell you about that. If you like, after this, go and make it far from the main road. I said secondly that make sure it's far from where you live or where you work, so that it's easier for you. This is a good example of how you can be so far that when you come here one day, your staff will know you're not going to come for the next 2 weeks and they can do whatever they want. Thirdly, I said it should be not more than 1 kilometer to the main road. You know, we are traveling during the dry season. It will be more difficult. The driver is complaining now. I mean, we are traveling in a rainy season, in the peak of rainy season. It would have even taken us longer. I think there's a soldier ant on the floor, so if you don't want to remove your trousers, please be wary of where you're standing. So yesterday I was saying that when you have your farm, it's very important that you build, that you make sure people cannot access it. One of the challenges you're having this morning was some people think that they can just go through the farm. Now, they might be innocent, they might not be pig farmers. But if it become an alleyway, you will not know when somebody that has a big farm somewhere come and spectate on your pig, like a zoo. And before you know it, your farm gets contaminated. So yesterday I said, when people come to your farm, you have to put a gate there. Yesterday I said, it's very important that you have food dip. Food dip at the entrance of your farm. The way they do this food dip is a water that they spray with disinfectant. The reason is that before you can go into this farm, they expect you to step into it. Because when you go to other people's farm, some of the areas of your body that will pick up diseases are your foot, your hand touching the animal, even your clothes rubbing on. So to make sure that you don't contaminate this farm, we have prepared, we are going to gear you up. So the number one thing you're going to do as part of our security this morning is to put on these clothes. Digging, please help me. Is there digging? Is there? Digging. Yeah. So each one of you is going to put this one on. Please put it on, please. that to emphasize what biosecurity is all about. Biosecurity is an English term, but basically what it means is hygiene. Make sure nobody bring something to your farm that is not there, and make sure you don't bring it in. And as a human being, when you pass through a pig farm, there are some areas of your body that are susceptible to picking things up. I think the corona has helped us to understand that even better. Your foot, your hand, and your clothes that you're wearing. Now, I'm doing all of this because this farm is very important to me, and I don't want you to bring anything to this farm. Now, I know you guys didn't go to farm yesterday. That's why we don't normally do the practical on the first day. Because I want to make sure you've been away from your farm. Even if you've been away from your farm for 24 hours. And secondly, I don't want you to run away. If we do this yesterday, you will not come today. But that's another thing. But so, the whole idea is that when people are coming to your farm, if you don't learn anything from this training, is to see how important it is that you make sure that people don't come to your farm anyhow. That you make all the effort necessary to make sure that people don't bring anything to your farm. Now, I know that you will not buy all these clothes for your farm. I know you will not buy it. So what do you need to do? The number one thing you need to do on your farm is what you call food dip. This is what you call, please stay there. This is what you call food dip. Food dip is unlike the cover you have for your shoe. When people are coming to your farm, before they come to your farm, they have to step in this water, either vehicle or their leg, to make sure that whatever is on their leg, whatever material is in their leg, is covered. So before you come in here, because all of you are going to have to step through it, that's why you are wearing gloves. Because I want you to know very well how important it is to protect your farm. You are coming to this training, you'll be spending millions of naira to prepare your farm. The last thing you want is for any mistake to happen that jeopardize all the effort that you have put in your farm. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So, please, as part of some of the things you've learned today, you have to do everything you have in your possession to protect your farm. I can't say it more than that. All these African swine fever that people mention is a contactable disease. So you can prevent people that have it from coming to your farm, either through the feed mill, where you buy, make sure you don't buy feed mill where somebody that has ASF has bought food. And make sure that when the buyers come to your farm, visitors come to your farm, they can't come in anyhow. And even if they're going to come in, they're going to go through disinfectant. Is that clear?
Yes,
Yeah.
Let's go in.
Sir, is there anything inside the water?
Yeah, this is water and disinfectant. You can put Isaiah in it, you can put Lysol in it. I think this is a good time to take picture. Begin. Let's take picture here.